All right, traders, a very warm welcome. I'm Devang Mehra, and welcome to the episode 11 of TFA Talks. So today, I want to discuss about what we can plan in the markets tomorrow, and I also want to discuss an issue that is it the start of the global correction going forward. So we'll discuss about all of these things. So stay tuned till the end. But before we get started, just give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click on that bell icon. It really helps us to be excited and create videos like this to help you all in the trading journey. So let's get started, guys. I'm going to start with Dow Jones. Markets have opened it opened flat. It's trading about 55 points lower. And on the Dow, if you open the MACD, there is some kind of pressure in American markets. It's quite visible. You have got some kind of a selling signal on the MACD. At the same time, the histogram has just turned negative today. That is some signal that some kind of weakness is creeping in the American markets. It is taking a steady resistance time after time at the 29,000 level. And currently, a 28,000 level is a very significant level. It is a round number. So I would say it is one last line of defense for the bulls to protect. And if that level is breached today on the downside, your MACD will be negative. Your histogram, after days of positive, you can see continued selling pressure histogram going lower, lower, lower. And today it has come in the negative territory. So some kind of weakness is there in the American markets. Talking about the S&P 500, the level significant for the S&P 500 is a 3,400 round number. That becomes a significant level for your S&Ps. Below 3,400, as long I would say as this is protected, some kind of hope is there for the buyers to put the market higher, because coincidentally, this also turns out to be a 20 moving average. So there is some kind of hope there in American markets, because they are all viable dips right now. But if 3,400 on the S&P is broken, it will give some kind of pressure. Your MACDs are signaling some kind of weakness. There is a selling pressure again, just like you saw in the Dow Jones index. If you close lower, you will get a sell signal on Dow as well as S&P. Nasdaq has already been in the negative territory for quite some time. Again, today it has given you a clear-cut signal of the sell side, just like all the American markets have been doing. The S&P 500 VIX is around 28. That gives again one last hope. Above 30 is considered detrimental for the markets. A negative sentiment for the markets and volatility to increase. That is some kind of a ray of hope that is left in the Indian markets. The European markets, which is DAX and FTSE, which are the two most important indices, they have clearly broke below this 6-month trend line I've been talking about for quite some time. So they have, due to the surge in the cases outside India, they have become weak, and UK and Germany are quite concerned about their health situation right now. So the markets are not taking that quite well. I would say on the German index, one last ray of hope would be around 12,250. Below this, you will see a good panic in the market, which can be poor for our world markets. The same is the case for your FTSE 100. In all of my previous videos, I've been giving you the level of 5,800, which was quite important, and that was very convincingly broken yesterday. Your MACDs are on the sell side for quite some time. So again, some kind of negative sentiment is already prevailing in Europe. So I'm making the video at 9 o'clock. So I do not know where the markets will close or what will be opening tomorrow. So I'm just giving my personal views. So please consult your financial advisors and use your own analysis and thoughts before taking an investment decision. These are all my personal views and how I like to interpret things and how I would be entering the markets going forward. So let's start with let's come to the topic of Nifty futures. How are they trading in Singapore? So Nifty futures. So what we are seeing in Nifty futures is that again there is some pressure there. Time after time at 12,000 we are taking a very strong resistance. The FIRs are not very strong to drive the markets up to a 12,000 above 12,020 levels. We have tried to do that for quite some time, but we're failing time after time. And on the S&P 500, on the Nifty futures, we have got some kind of divergence, I would say. Markets are moving flat. They are at the 12,000, but you can see a considerable reduction in the histogram. Today, it is turning red. So if SGX is turning 30, 40 points lower today, so it will be giving you a sell signal. Even your MACDs are giving you a sell on the Nifty future contracts. That is one signal to be cautious in the market. I will not say just go tomorrow, let the markets open and go for a sell. I'll be guiding you when exactly you need to sell, what are the targets like, but I'm just telling you, be cautious in the market because some kind of weakness prevails in the global markets. Now let's talk about Nifty Bank, because that's why you all are here, to get my levels on Nifty Bank. Again, I'll open the charts of Nifty on investing.com. This is something I feel a little bit more accurate when it comes to the MACD. Um, if you are a trader in MACD, you obviously know how accurate these things are. Obviously, every indicator is always subject to some kind of because they are mathematical formulas and their interpretation, they are always subject to some kind of a failure, but it's better to acknowledge that rather than not. So again, on the Nifty index, you have got some kind of divergence creeping in the markets. You are moving flat on your indices, but you can see your histogram is turning very, very negative. So tomorrow, so even your MACD negative crossover is quite possible tomorrow. So if you go down on the index tomorrow, it's going to give you a sell signal on Nifty as well. So just be careful about these couple of small points which I wanted you to be familiar with going forward. So now let's talk about the markets. Starting with the data that came in today, the FIDI data, which was released around 7:30. The data was mixed, I would say. The FIIs have been reducing their long exposure considerably over the past couple of days. If you see the week-on-week data, it has been some kind of considerable reduction in the long exposures. So today also, if you compare the data of today with yesterday, the FIIs have reduced considerably the long exposure in in the index futures. That's a negative. And they have also reduced call option contracts by about 10,000 contracts. So there is some kind of something is holding back the FIIs to go full on long on the markets. Number two, your FIIs, they have increased exposure in stock futures, and they've also reduced puts in the index. So this is a mixed data that is coming in. So there is some kind of confusion which way the markets want to go right now. But at the same time, there is no clean signal that the markets want to go up or go down right now, as we are discussing right now. So Nifty today, it gave you a doji, just like it has done yesterday and in the last 1-2 sessions. So markets, I will tell you something important going forward. Markets always like to stay in some kind of balance. So if you get some kind of a sideways market for a couple of days, so you can see the last 2 days, you have got some kind of a doji. So when you get a sideways market for a couple of days, it increases the probability of you getting a trending market. So trending market means you can get a good market on the upside or a good market on the downside. Both these things are possible for tomorrow. I do not know which way the markets are going, so we'll be planning both the sides for tomorrow, but it will increase the chance of a trending market. Also, if you've seen our videos for quite some time, I've told you time after time that either on Mondays or on Fridays, this gives us good moves in the market, because Fridays are the end of the week. So people would like to book their positions and decide what they want to do for the next fresh week. And Monday basically is after 2 days of holiday of the weekend. So Monday gives a good, momentum in the market. Today is a very important day. It is the presidential debates of Biden and Trump. And also there are ongoing talks between America, the Democrats and the Republicans about the stimulus. So that is something which is going to have a very big impact on the markets. The debate is scheduled for 6:30 a.m. in India tomorrow. I think it's 9:30 Eastern time, which will equate to about 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. I'm not sure about the time, so you can just confirm about that after my video. So depending upon how the debates go, markets are going to give you a gap up or a gap down tomorrow. I think we should be prepared for that. So it's possible that a lot of profit on the upside or on the downside can be lost because of the presidential debates, how they proceed. At the same time, America, Pelosi and Munchin, they are quite now close, as I read some statements. So they want to come out with a stimulus deal. So they are in quite close negotiations. So whichever side that goes, that is something the markets want to track. Because again, if today there is no new update about the stimulus, again markets will go down lower, just like they did yesterday, American markets. So again, that is something I want you all to track. If any stimulus hint is released in the market today evening in America, this will create a good buzz in the global markets. It can drive your market above 12,000 also in Nifty. That is something you want to look at. If nothing happens regarding that, then markets have nothing to look forward to. So they'll try to go below, as you can see right now, what is happening in the global markets. Coming back to Nifty now. So Nifty has again given a doji. So the rule of a doji is very, very simple. Whenever you get a doji, whichever side that doji is broken, the market will continue momentum for 2 to 3 days in that direction. I will give you a simple example. You can see the charts of 30th of September. You got a doji being formed here. So you got the movement of a doji. It was broken on the upside. So you got a very good momentum on the upside. Same was the case even here. You got a doji being formed. It was broken on the upside. You got a good momentum on the upside. That is basically how a doji functions. As long as you are within the range of a doji, markets will move in a consolidated range. So my simple view would be, as long as you are within this big doji, you have to keep on reducing your quantity size because you are in some kind of a consolidated range. Number one. So within this doji, you have got another doji. The range is simple, the same range I discussed yesterday in TFA talks. 940 on the upside, and that's about 820 on the downside. This is the range I've been talking about every single day on TFA talks with Himalay, and it's remained the same. So tomorrow this becomes quite important. If I remain in the range, I'm not concerned to do anything in the markets. I will remain in a no trade zone. So it is important which side are you breaking on the doji. And as I mentioned, already you have got 3 days of some kind of consolidated markets. Today was an expiry, so markets have done a lot of time pass. Option sellers and option writers, they do make a win today as usual. And tomorrow I think can be a day for your option buyers. Let's look at the internals of Nifty so I can give you some levels on Nifty. I'm going forward. If you open the pivot points, I have done the settings according to me, so you might not be able to get the same levels. Today 920, 910 was a pivotal resistance. Markets couldn't go above that. So yesterday our view was, if you have watched our videos, to go short below 870 or go long above 940. So 940 level was never reached, number one. 870 level was broken multiple times, about 2 times in the day. So you must have got some kind of profit, but if you didn't book the profit, again it would be a SL. So today again markets have remained in a very, very small range and confused both the buyers and sellers what exactly has to be done in the markets. So what is the view tomorrow? Also, if you look at the structure of the market, it has given you a lower high. We were not able to come to 940. So the SLs of the shorts will remain intact. I think going forward, the SLs of the shorts should be a 940 closing. If you are short on Nifty, you should have a stop loss of 11,940 on a closing basis. I think that should suffice, because above 11,940, it can give you momentum to 12,020 and going forward above that. Tomorrow, my levels for Nifty are very simple. They remain same. So let me explain what I want you all to do for tomorrow. I am personally planning on the downside. The data is not very convincing for the upside tomorrow. I am personally expecting some kind of good fall in the markets. It can range to about 150 or 200 points. So that is my personal expectations. Please do not hold me for that. Use your own analysis. But because I have a view in the market, so I'll try to plan accordingly. And if the markets oblige me, I am going to try to make some money out of it. At the same time, we will have levels on the both sides. So if markets prove me wrong, I can still be on the upside and try to make money of the levels I'll be giving you now. So 11,940 remains again a pivotal level for me. I'll just draw out the levels for you. 11,940. This is a pivotal level. You have to keep this level in mind. So 940, if you are below 940, I do not want you to buy. I want to make that very clear. If you go above 940, I want you to buy in small quantity. I do not want you to buy in high quantity, because as long as that 12,020 is not broken, we can't see aggressive buying. So if you cross 11,940 tomorrow on a 15-minute closing basis, you can go long. Targets will become 11,980. That's target number one, followed by 12,020. That's target number two. So these are two targets I would like to give you for upside. They are remaining same for the last couple of sessions. So above 12,020, if we go tomorrow, it is possible you get some coronavirus aid coming in, some positive developments in the debates happening at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Let's say we get a gap up, we try to go higher. Then obviously we'll be planning for the upside, and above 12,020 aggressively buy, because then you'll get 12,100, 12,200 and the levels to follow. Now, on the downside, 11,870 again remains a pivotal point. right? So 11,870. As long as we are in this range of 940 and 870, I do not want you to trade. Personally, I'll not be trading. You saw what happened today. Markets were in the range. It was just a way no one could have made money. It kept on decaying. So option sellers would have made money, no doubt to that. But premiums kept on decaying and things were not very fun. Markets were quite stable. So between 940 and 11,870, I will not be active. If markets remain in this range, I will not be trading. As simple as that. You have to remember, no position is also a position. It helps you save money. If you go below 870 on a 15-minute closing basis, in small quantity, sell. I mean, take puts or short your futures, etc. Whatever you do. And you have below 870, I want you to sell, but in small quantity. When will you increase quantity size? Below 820 or 830. 820 to 830. This is a very pivotal point for tomorrow. If you are breaking this tomorrow, you will remember my words, you will get an aggressive sell in the market. So below 820, go aggressively selling. I mean, you can go the normal quantity you sell, and then you will try to aim for a 770, 740, 650, even a 550 level. All the levels on the downside are open. I do not know how much the pressure will be, so I want to give you targets as much as possible. So the targets on the upside, I'll repeat them for you. On the upside, above 940, buy in small quantity. Targets are 980 and 12,020. Above 12,020, buy as much as you want. Below 800 and between 870 940, we are not, it's a no trade zone. Below 870, short in small quantity, but below 820 to 830, increase your shorting size, and targets will be 770, 740, 650 and 550. I want you to keep these levels in mind. That is my entire view for Nifty tomorrow. I am planning on the sell side, but if markets don't oblige me, I have levels on the upside to play by. Let's talk about Bank Nifty. I am personally a Nifty trader. Himalaya is not with us today. He has some personal commitments, so I'll try to do justice to him. Today, Bank Nifty has closed surprisingly below 24,500. So if you remember our videos, so we told you 24,500 plus is a good a bullish sentiment in the market, but below 24,500 can give you some kind of a resistance. The reason we gave this level of 24,500 was because this was the highest closing it was done. You have closed below that. So obviously going forward, 24,500 will become a resistance. Above that will trigger some kind of buying in the market, which can take you to 24,800 and 25,000 also. So if I look at the internals of Bank Nifty, I think I'll try to give you some levels. 24,000 is one level which we talked about yesterday. So I think as long as 24,000 is maintained, you are in a bullish market in Nifty Bank. Nifty Bank continues to be a stronger index out of the two. It's trading at a premium right now. So as per the current couple of market days sessions. So what I want you to do is, um, right. So below, as long as 24,000 is not taken, you can remain a buyer, right? It will be buyable dips. But as soon as 24,000 is taken on your Nifty Bank, this will create some selling in the market. You can get 23,600 also. 600 is possible. So the levels on the downside will be 23,800, 23,600. These two levels are possible on the downside. If you keep on going below, 23,200 is possible, 23,000 is possible. These again become quite important levels on the downside. So 24,000, 24,800, 23,800, 23,600, 23,200 and 23,000. These become quite important levels. At the same time, this 23,400 is also quite an intermediary level. So my view is simple on Bank Nifty. 24,000 should be taken out to be an aggressive seller. Otherwise, try to stay with Nifty. I think it is currently weaker due to Reliance, which I'll come to in a bit. On the upside, I would say as soon as 24,800 is broken, as soon as 24,800 is broken, I think you have the permission to go long. Go long for targets of 25,000 and 25,200. Keep these levels in mind for Nifty Bank and plan your trades accordingly. That's my view of the markets. So let's talk about Reliance. Reliance is being continuously weak. If you are in the mentorship forum, you are continuously getting a sell trade from us for Reliance, and every day you are able to make some profit. Reliance, I feel a very pivotal support would be 2,000. I think if you come to 2,000 on Reliance, we'll try to wait for some kind of a buying here, and we'll try to buy Reliance because that's a very, very important support. I don't think this should be taken off in one go. We've already seen a lot of red candles, so some kind of halt candle is necessary for Reliance, considering it's a very big company, the biggest in India. So otherwise, I think 2060 to 70 is another very good support for Reliance. It's an intermediary level. So if markets start to fall tomorrow, Reliance below 2100 is a sell for me. And I can try to see 2070 also on Reliance, followed by 2000 levels on Reliance. So if markets fall, I think Reliance will be a reason why the markets are falling. So that's basically, I want to talk about the index actually. I don't have a lot of stocks to talk about, but yesterday we give you a trade on GMM Fodler. If you see our videos, we told you to go long on GMM. We told you it will be hitting a circuit today, and I have delivered as per my promise. You can see 5% circuit on GMM Fodler. Another stock I talked about on TFA Talks yesterday was Sagar Cements. I told you to go long on Sagar Cements. You can see the result. It's given you about 16% return in one single day. So that's the reason we tell you, watch our podcasts. You are getting good returns from us. We are not hitting a lot of stop losses as of now, and we are happy. Markets are obliging us. We are thankful to all of you viewers who support us. So give it a thumbs up if you traded in GMM or if you traded in Sagar Cements. Mention in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to hear how much you guys are, how well you are doing, or how, if you earned any losses, what that is like. Another trade we recommended was Pfizer. Absolutely, it's broken out today. Pfizer has broken out, so I am still holding our positions, still holding my view. I'm overweight on Pfizer. I'm seeing a good 400-500 rupee momentum in Pfizer going forward. It has just broken out of its resistance trend line, so a good momentum is possible in Pfizer. So if you have not entered any trade, I think Pfizer is one shot you should try to give. Couple of other trades we have given were PI Industries. So today we have got some kind of profit booking. So that remains. I'm still bullish on AstraZeneca. Today we have got some kind of a hammer. This was particularly due to the news update that came in that the Oxford AstraZeneca, the COVID vaccine, caused the death of a person, sadly, in Brazil. That was some negative sentiment rolled in AstraZeneca, but it has given you some kind of a hammer. So some kind of a buying has come into the market in AstraZeneca. ITC, again, I'm overweight on ITC. I'll remain my bullish stance on ITC. And any other stocks, I think I'll be talking about in our live market updates. So make sure you join our TFA daily WhatsApp group. We keep on updating you about which stocks to trade and what we can do in the markets going forward. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you. I hope you liked the video. So just leave us a comment what you want us to see next or what you want us to discuss over the weekends. That's it for now, guys. See you.